Hey, back with another video for the spring cleaning challenge. It is day 9. Yep, day 9. Had to check the date. What's helpful about this challenge is that the days of the challenge match up with the days that I'm recording them. So I'm recording this on April 9th, and it's day 9 of the challenge. So if you are brand new to this and you are unfamiliar with what has been going on, I am doing the spring cleaning challenge that I'm calling Use It or Lose It, and sharing with you my journey on spring cleaning my home, tidying up my home, reading the books, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up and Spark Joy, and other books and resources on tidying. And if you join, it's completely free. There's a link right down below in the description, and there you can learn more about it. You can sign up for it, and what you get is access to these daily live videos, recordings of these daily live videos, daily emails from me, and access to a private Facebook group that I hope you participate in, because you can meet other people and interact with me on another level. And right now, live, we have Musty Fan, Rachel, and Green Dragon. Green Dragon just asked if I had a good time in Anaheim while I was there for the Longevity Now conference. You can tell I'm back home in Los Angeles, and I did have a really nice time. I feel tired right now. I felt pretty good, and I'm actually excited to share with you how my day went, because I have been making some great progress. Right now in this moment, I'm exhausted, and I had some green tea earlier. It's after 5 o'clock, and my new rule is no caffeine after 4. So right now I think I just need to do some deep breathing and drink some water and maybe just relax a bit, because I've been working pretty much for the past 5 hours straight, which feels really, really good. So my day began by sleeping in and hitting the snooze button a lot. I usually wake up around 10 a.m. and today I didn't really get going until about 11 a.m. I set my alarm for 10, but I kept hitting the snooze, and it was like very fuzzy what was happening in that time. If I was awake, just lying there, I have no idea what happened in that hour. And I'm grateful that I have a lifestyle where I can do that. And then I did something that I'm really, really excited about because of a talk I saw yesterday that inspired me. Yesterday's video, day 8's video, I talked about seeing Kyle C. speak for the first time, and love so much what he had to say. I'm so inspired by it. And one of the most enlightening things I heard was that he meditates for about 2 hours every day. And I'm pretty sure, at least in the way he phrased it, that he does that all in one chunk. But now I'm wondering, I really want to clarify. I wonder if he has info about this on his website or in his book, if it's all at once or if he has 2 one-hour sessions of meditation. That is probably the most that I've heard someone meditating for, at least that I can recall. And meditation is something that I've really been wanting to work more into my life. I've been struggling to do it for even 5 or 10 minutes at home, and my challenge has been not knowing when to meditate. I know how to meditate. I have all these meditation resources. I've taken a ton of meditation classes. I know the benefits, but for some reason, daily meditation has been a big resistance point for me. And it's really frustrating because I hear all the benefits of meditation and they just make so much sense. I know that it would be valuable, and it has been valuable when I've done it. I have not yet figured out how to get myself to meditate every single day consistently, and I have a goal of doing that. And I'd be curious, anybody watching live or the recording, if you meditate daily, and if so, do you have any tips around that? So meditation is really an opportunity to clear out the clutter in your mind, and that's part of how this ties into the spring cleaning challenge. And the other benefits of meditation is it can reduce stress, it can help you think of things, it can help you just tap into your intuition on a deeper level, and it's just wonderful with dealing with so much of the mental internal clutter that we have. So when I heard Kyle C. say that he meditates for 2 hours a day, I was pretty amazed, and he said that he kind of actually brought the audience through his process. And that was really, really helpful for me. because hearing him share what it's like every single day for him was really, really nice. I guess I don't know if I've heard somebody quite explain it like that, or maybe it's just never resonated with me. And he explained how the first few moments of meditation, his mind is chattering away, talking about how this is not working. And I thought that was really surprising. Like, I think a lot of times we think about things that we should be doing for our health or want to be doing for our health. And we think that if we just do them all the time, that they'll become easier. But what I've learned over time is that it's rare for things to be easy, period. And just because you do something regularly doesn't mean that you find it easy. And that's actually a good thing and a bad thing, or pro and a con simultaneously, right? Because I think as humans, we often want things to be easy for us, just like laziness. And we also want things to be challenging, because otherwise we get bored by them. When something is easy, it becomes boring over time, right? So if exercise was easy every time, we probably wouldn't want to do it all the time, right? And we wouldn't grow. Our bodies would not change. Our minds wouldn't evolve from that. And meditation, to hearing somebody just say, yeah, every day it's challenging to meditate, I felt like I could really relate to that. And I just have that resistant point where I'm like, ugh, I'll meditate tomorrow. I'll meditate later. I have so many excuses for it. This has been going on for years. And I have books about meditation and all these great tips on it. And I just keep putting it off. So anyways, this morning I decided that I was so inspired by Kyle's talk yesterday that I wanted to just try meditating for a while. And hearing that he does that 2 hours, I thought, okay, maybe I will go for a half an hour. Now, this is huge for me because normally, because I'm an all or nothing type of person, right? Normally I would struggle to do 5 or 10 minutes of meditation each morning. Hearing that he did 2, I was like, okay, well, I want to try doing at least an hour of meditation. And this morning I didn't schedule it quite right, so I ended up doing 30 minutes of meditation. And I sat there in my bed. I sat up as straight as I could because I was still a little sleepy, and I found myself dozing off a few times or starting to like fall into the slumber mode. And so I sat up straight with my pillows behind my back, my legs straight out in front of me, and I sat there in complete silence with my eyes closed and just meditated. No music, no any sort of guidance, nothing. Just sat there and I watched my thoughts, and it was actually really enjoyable. I did not find myself thinking about the time very much, and 30 minutes ended up going by very, very fast. I was just watching my thoughts, and I was enjoying the process of watching my thoughts, which was interesting. So that was a huge success for me. That helped me clear out some clutter. I felt much more ready for the day. I started journaling right after that. I felt clear on some priorities. I got some answers to come to me, and I felt like I had tapped more into my intuition. So I highly recommend that you figure out what is it going to take for you to start meditating. Now, it's not always that easy. Asking that question for me, has not been an easy thing. You may just need to wait until you have a moment of clarity and inspiration like I did yesterday. And because I just did that today, I don't know how long I'll be continuing with this. I really want to meditate daily. I just need to figure out how to get myself psyched up for it every day. And it might just be a commitment thing. It might just be saying, just like with these videos, I'm tired right now. Do I really want to be recording a video at this moment? Not really, but I'm committed to doing these live videos for you. So if I had that same mindset about meditation and committing to it no matter how I felt, no matter if I wanted to do it or what the circumstances were, I bet that I can make a lot of progress with that. So I'll keep you posted on that journey. And Green Dragon said, you woke up later than all of us. Who knows? I mean, some people wake up even later than me. I've gone through stages in my life where I've woken up at like 1 p.m. So to me, it's not about the time that I wake up. I've experimented with waking up at all different times. And for me, 10 a.m. is a good time where I feel the most awake at that moment. When I wake up earlier than 10, I generally feel really drowsy, and it's a lot harder for me to get up. because I usually go to bed around 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. That's why 10 a.m. is good. And Rachel said, I don't meditate regularly, but I do find it relaxing doing it at the end of a yoga class. And she also said, I don't think I could sit still for 2 hours. You know, you absolutely can do it. It's just a matter of will you do it or not. And it's just a practice. It's just like yoga, just like exercise, just like anything that we do. It's a practice. And you may really, really surprise yourself. I didn't think that I would enjoy and be committed to sitting for 30 minutes in complete silence in bed this morning, but I did it and I loved it. So tomorrow it's a little trickier. We'll see. I'm gonna aim to build myself up to 45 minutes to an hour. And I'm really excited about that challenge. So maybe I'll do a meditation challenge after the spring cleaning challenge ends. F Up said meditation is a game changer. Green Dragon says sometimes I watch meditation videos on YouTube to help me relax at night. And Musty Fan said, I'm a person that should probably meditate, but honestly it's scary for me to not be mentally stimulated. I can't even fall asleep without an audiobook. Well, there's a lot of things that scare us in life, and the question is just about why does it scare you, and are you willing to overcome your fears? There's a really great book on my bookshelf that when I went through my books a few days ago, decided to keep. It's called The Fear Cure. It's an excellent book about fear, and the reason I kept it is because I want to reread it, and I want to loan it out to friends. So that's one of those books that I just highly, highly recommend. And F Up said I woke up at 2 p.m. yesterday. That's awesome. I mean, I think there's a lot of interesting perspectives on sleep. I've been really wanting to read Arianna Huffington's book about sleep, because there's still so much more I need to learn. I think it comes a lot down to how you feel each day. And if you feel good waking up at whatever time, then do it. You know, if you currently work a job that gives you that flexibility, then wake up whenever you want to wake up. I mean, I worked for 5 hours and I still have several hours more of work that I would like to do today. And so I still accomplish a lot even when I wake up late. I don't have to wake up at 6 or 7 to accomplish as much as other people do that work at that time or wake up at that time. So to me, there's not a lot of correlation between performance and work. It's really just, at least for me, some people there is. The questions that I'm not sure about when it comes to sleep are really around the overall health, and that's what I want to do some more research on. All right, so back to the spring cleaning. Thank you for everyone's so active today, or many of the viewers are active today. I love active comments and hearing from you, hearing your questions and your suggestions, your perspectives, all of that. So you're always encouraged to interact so I can get to know you better, other people can get to know you better, and we can just support one another. That's what this challenge is all about. So today, in terms of my tidying, beyond my meditation tidying, my internal tidying, I also started going through my to-do list. I have a digital to-do list. I use this wonderful program called TickTick, and TickTick is my favorite to-do list manager because it's got so many great features, and I have like 600 items in there, to-dos. And I really want to go through it, organize it. I do that every once in a while, and I really want to stay more on top of it. It can feel very overwhelming. What I was excited about today is I worked with an assistant. This is a big thing for me. I have a goal this year of building my team, and I hired somebody to help me out part-time, and she's phenomenal. I just adore her. I'm so grateful for her. We just started working together last week, and she came here today for a few hours, and we did some work together, and I felt so motivated just by having her here that I got to go through a bunch of my to-dos and push myself to get them done. So I face a lot of resistance. I think a lot of people face resistance, and I just would come across these tasks that I didn't want to do. And one of the things I'm finding very beneficial about the spring cleaning challenge is understanding what sparks joy in me. And that's actually a benefit of meditation, is meditation can really help you get clear on what makes you feel good and what makes you not feel good, right? And I've struggled with that because I feel like our society can make it very, very confusing in terms of when do we say yes to something? When do we say no? When should we feel guilty about something? When do we feel shame about something? Where we're obligated to do things? All these different mentalities that come up in life. And one big takeaway, and one of the many takeaways at the Longevity Now conference for me was just that I don't need to live my life by other people's standards. Like, unless those standards really feel in alignment with me, like sleep, for example. So many people say, get up at this time, get up at that time, go to bed at this time, blah, blah, blah. All these different things. But I've struggled with in my entire life because I don't sleep regular hours. I'm somebody that really likes to stay up late and wake up late. I always have, as far back as I can remember. And so I battled for so much of my life trying to force myself into doing something because other people said I should. And the more I spend time with myself, do personal development, tap into spirituality, meditation, all these things, the more I recognize, like, why am I living my life by other people's standards, what other people think I should do? And coming back to what that means for like my to-do list, for example, I really am evaluating my tasks that I've assigned myself and the things that people are asking of me, and really step back and saying, A, do these spark joy? And B, do I want to say yes? And do I want to say yes because I feel like I should or because I really want to? I found that so many of the times that I've said yes to things because other people want me to, I don't find it enjoyable. And there are even opportunities that I get to make money or have cool opportunities, but I've done them and they don't feel that great. So I want to do things that spark joy consistently for me, and I want to make money doing the things that really light me up and create that joy and feel very rewarding to me, right? So that is really interesting to go through my to-do list with this new perspective. And I think for any of you following along with the spring cleaning challenge and actually going through it with me, I wonder if you're experiencing those benefits as well, because the more I've tuned into what sparks joy, the clearer it becomes. And the more I clear away the mental clutter, the easier it is for me to make decisions. And being decisive is very, very important to me. It's actually a weakness of mine that I'm working on. And so I feel like if we just keep understanding ourselves, we get better and better at it all. And speaking of clutter, my home feels so different. I wrote about this in day 8's email, how coming home last night after that conference to my tidier home, it's not perfectly tidy yet. I've still got a few weeks to go with this challenge and probably a little bit more time after that. It feels so much better in here. And it's such a nice feeling. Just coming home from vacation in general, or a trip, whatever it is, and just returning to a clean home and everything's in order. It's great. Waking up to that. So this morning, sitting here working, a lot of the times, like weeks ago, and this was a consistent thing for me that I hope to overcome. Right before I did a video, I would find myself tidying up my home just so the background looked nice, because I would have an unmade bed and I would have stuff on the couch and on the floor and my desk, and it just didn't feel good. I felt like I was just like a slob. And so tidying up, you really don't need to, once you do a big tidying process like I'm doing for this challenge and encouraging you to do as well, when you get everything in order, you don't have to tidy up as frequently. And in fact, Marie Kondo, the author of The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, says that you really shouldn't be tidying constantly. You should tidy once and then just maintain it. And with that mindset, it just makes everything so much easier, right? So I feel great, and I'm very excited about that. Rachel said, I can relate to how good it feels after decluttering. It's almost like this weight is lifted off my shoulders. I'm loving it. I'm so glad that you're experiencing that too, Rachel. I can't agree more. It does feel like a huge weight. My home feels like it's breathing better. My friend Jason said that last night when he dropped me off after the conference. He's like, yeah, it's just like breathing better in here. And today I have the windows open and the fan going. It's a hot day in Los Angeles, and it's just like feel like the air is moving through, and I've been lighting incense and using my essential oil diffuser, and the home is just like got all these great vibes, and it makes it easier to work, it makes it easier to sleep, to relax, to hang out, to make food. All of that just keeps getting better and better. And I hope that following along with this journey, my journey, has inspired you and your journey, because you're seeing all the benefits, and I just am so thrilled. You know, it's only 9 days in. We have to the end of the month together. So depending on where you're at in this journey, I'll be wrapping this up on April 30th. April's not a 31-day month, is it? No, 30th. Okay. So I'm going to open it up to questions for anybody watching live, or any requests of things that you want to hear me chat about. In terms of like specific tidying, my goal today was to start back up with Spark Joy, following the guidance there. And if you haven't heard me say this, Spark Joy is the companion book to the Life-Changing Magic of tidying up. So Life-Changing Magic is very detailed, and then Spark Joy is just like kind of more of a guide, more of an outline of it. And I've been finding that really helpful to go through. So the next section for me in that book is called the kimono section. And I did not know what this word meant before, so this is really interesting. Kimono I believe in Japanese, apologize if I'm wrong, but I think it is a Japanese term. Hold on. Let me clarify. Oops. Kimono. See, I always think of kimono as the, I'm gonna Google the definition of this. I always think of it as the clothing, right? But where is the definition? It is Japanese for sure, but in this context, it's used as miscellaneous items. So stationery, electrical cords, cosmetics, kitchen goods, food, cleaning supplies, and laundry. Oh boy. So this is a big category, and I'm going to take my time going through this section. It includes also like CDs and DVDs, which I don't have, but there are a few lingering around. Why did I just say I don't have them? I don't have a lot, right? Because most of the things I do is digital now. I do have a lot of these items in my parents' home. And what's going to be interesting is next time I go back to visit them, my mom is always bugging me to tidy up. And I want to apply all the things that I've been learning through Marie's books when I go back there. So I may need to like dedicate like several days at my parents' home to going through all my items. Because I have like storage boxes of old things that I saved as a teenager and as a kid. I have all sorts of odds and ends up in the attic and in the basement. So I want to go through that all, and CDs and DVDs are definitely one of them. And aside from that, I might have a couple kind of around here. And stationery supplies. I do have a little. I came across this when I was going through my papers. So things like letter writing stuff, envelopes, and I guess I should go back and really go through each of them. Spark Joy, electronic kimono, including, equipment first is pens, scissors, staplers, rulers, all of that. So it's basically like the knick-knack category. Although, oh my gosh, this section is so huge. Like, let me show you the screenshot of it. Let me pull up. Here we go. So we've got, you can look over here on the side, the list of all the things in the kimono category: stationery, electronics, skincare, relaxation goods, medicines, valuables, sewing kits, tools, hobbies, collectibles, things you keep just because, linen, bedding, towels. I mean, it's huge. I don't even see where the food item is. I thought foods was included here. So there's a lot to be done. And I'm not going to do much of it today. I think what I'm going to do today, since I'm still recovering from travel, is, well, first of all, I did scan some business cards in today, so that was part of the paper. I haven't fully finished the paper section. I did organize all my papers, but I'm like in the to-do section of papers right now. And one of them was dealing with business cards. So I took this big stack of business cards and used my Neat scanner to scan them all into my computer, and that way it's a lot easier for me to manage them and save them so I can recycle them afterwards. And then I have a few other things to scan, and then I have a box of papers that I need to go through and do things related to them, which I'm kind of dreading. And then I guess I'll start digging into all of these and just go through one element at a time. It's a little bit overwhelming, but I'm determined to get this stuff done by the end of the month. So what I might do now or later today is to go through and make myself a schedule. So seeing how I've got all these different types of kimono, I want to make sure I get this done. So I'm going to maybe put this on some sort of like a spreadsheet and make sure, this is how my mind works, make sure that I complete this all so that I have something to work on. I think for me today, it would have been helpful if I had already done that work and assigned myself specific things, because I feel a bit all over the place having traveled, being out of town. And I think it's so helpful to just have a plan for yourself. And if I had just known, okay, today I'm going to tackle stationery and equipment and whatnot, then I probably would have done it. But instead, I just opened up this ebook 30 minutes, an hour ago, and felt very overwhelmed by it. So I think that can really help the process. So I do have a bit of a headache and I'm tired, so I'm going to wrap this up. And again, if anybody has anything else they'd like to add to the live conversation, please do that now so I can address it. I just want to say hi to Debbie, who joined. She said, I found a ton of notebook paper and folders from when my kids were in school. I took it all to work and they were gone that day. Oh, that's so cool. So it was like leftover, unused papers and whatnot. That's so great. You can donate things like this to schools, to various charities. I think it's so wonderful to do that. I'm really looking forward to donating books. So probably at the end of the challenge, I'm going to have a giveaway day, a donation day. I'm also going to sell items. That'll probably be towards the end of the month. And as I mentioned, if any of you are interested in the things that I'll be selling, I'll put links to everything so you can look into that. I might do some giveaways. And I have this big stack of books over in this side of my home that I'm going to go through. And I actually started doing that this weekend. I didn't talk much about it, but I went through that program, online service Overdrive, and found digital copies of a lot of the books that I own, and I'm going to borrow them and then convert all my highlights from the books into digital versions of the highlights, if that makes sense. So you can use Kindle, Amazon Kindle, and highlight ebooks, and those highlights are stored even if you don't have that book anymore. So if you borrow the book digitally, your highlights are still saved. And that's what I've been doing, and it's awesome because now all of those highlights are in a digital file of some sort, plus they are searchable. So if I ever want to look for a specific quote or some sort of subject matter, I can just do a quick search for it on Kindle, which is much easier than trying to find the book on my shelf and find the right page and all of that. And then I just have a lot less books at home. So this process has been so great. And as I said, I'm going to get going. I'm going to relax a little bit before I go on to the rest of the evening. I'm so grateful for all of you, whether you're just watching the videos, you didn't even know about this challenge, if you're signing up for the challenge, if you're part of the Facebook group. I'm just thrilled to have you on this journey with me. I hope that you're enjoying it, finding it beneficial, inspiring, and at least trying some of the things that I'm mentioning, whether it's meditation, as I talked about at the beginning of this video, or tidying up, clearing emotional clutter in your life, just finding more joy. That's really the big goal of this challenge, and it's working for me. I hope it's working for you because I care about each and every one of you. I'm so grateful to have you here with me, and I will see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. I don't think I'm going to be home, so, oh darn. I just realized I was going to try to go to the movies tomorrow, and the movie would overlap with this. I guess I might have to change my plan because I guess I could do the video at another time, but it just kind of throws everything off. So I will find another time to go see the movie. Okay. Bye everyone. I'll see you tomorrow at 5.